I'm going to make a half and half cake, half white and half chocolate. So I mixed up my white cake, and if you come over here and take a picture of this, you can see that I put an empty cake box down there to hold it up so that it was on a slant, and I poured all the white cake batter in there. And now I'm going to mix the chocolate in the same bowl. I don't even need to clean the bowl. Most cake mixes take 3 eggs. So if I'm doing a partial cake mix, I divide my cake mix into 3 parts. So I have a full cake mix, and then I'm just going to use my fingers and kind of squeeze where a third would be. Dump that in there, and now I'll put 4 eggs in because it takes 3 eggs per cake mix. Okay, now comes the fun part. Well, actually, I have to scrape this, so it's going to be just a minute. And you know, I have that lovely KitchenAid mixer, and it's a wonderful mixer. But this is my 3rd Sunbeam mixer, and I think I'm kind of partial to Sunbeam mixers because I can see it and I can deal with it, and it's just much easier to me. Okay, here's where the magic comes in. So I have my little kitchen towel strip pinned around there, and it's wet. Okay, so now I'm going to set this down, and see that cake mix just kind of sits right there. It's not going to really go anyplace. And I just pour this in here and see how it meets. Are you seeing how it's meeting up here? And this is 1 1/3 cake mix of each.
And how did you figure out that you needed 1 1/3 cake mix for that size pan?
Well, a trial and error.
Yeah, just over the years, huh?
Yeah. If I was using all white cake mix, I would probably use 2 2/3, I guess. But
Yeah.
white cake mix, the chocolate has more to it than the white does. So now I just wiggle this pan back and forth because I actually want the batter to go up the sides of the pan so it can be ready to start baking. In the oven it goes. For 1 hour. Get it at 325.
325.
Yeah.
All right. For 1 hour.
For 1 hour. I almost forgot one of the most important parts. You have to have a glass of wine while you're doing this. So I might have to have 2 since I got it late. Okay, the timer just went off, and I think we're ready to come out. At least the big one is. I can use a toothpick, or I can do this. Touch it. Do you see how it bounces back? Bounces right back up. That means it's done. Now what I'm going to do is take the wrapper off and let it sit here for 10 minutes.
Go on.
Okay, it's still kind of hot. It's been out about 15 minutes, and I'm just going to take this little thin knife and run it around the outsides.
And that was the sink draining.
Yeah. Okay. Now for the trick. So the knife is flat, and I'm just going to make a little slice here on this end. And now my secret weapon, fishing line.
Which we can't see, but
You just stick it in that little slot that I made and seesaw it back and forth. And putting those strips on ensured that my cake rose to the top of the pan all the way around. Okay, now I'm just going to take this top, fold it over. Get a paper towel. Fold this over. Then I put a paper towel here. Lift it off, and that's the cake part.
so what that's doing is getting it to let go.
Yeah. And And usually I don't do this until I can hold it.
Yeah.
So it might be too hot.
Yeah.
Let's just wait.
Okay.
Hey, you have to come over this way. And I ran a knife around here, but I just want to make sure that it's all loose. So I kind of do this and shake it a little bit just to make sure that it moves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now. I wasn't all the way ready, I guess.
Ah,
I needed a little piece of wax paper for this one.
it's okay.
A little piece of wax paper on top. And this is when you cross your fingers. Ta-da.
Look at that. So you had to wait for those to cool before they do
Yeah,
that.
because you have to be able to touch it.
Mm-hmm.
What? Uh-oh.
That's pretty good. That's
Yeah.
still fine.
Yeah, that's still fine. It just
Yeah.
got a little bit of this kind of
Little
stuff,
bit.
but it's still fine.
Yeah. You don't want to freeze them till they're totally cool.
Right.
All right.
Otherwise you'll have condensation.